seem to understand. A shame you seemed an honest man, and all the fears you hold so dear will turn to whisper in your ear. You know what they say about you, you know that it means so much, and you don't even feel the thing. I am falling, I am fading, I have lost it all, and you don't seem the lying kind. A shame that I can read your mind, and all the things that I read there. Candlelit smile that we both share. You know what I mean to hurt you, you know that it means so much, and you don't even feel the thing. I am falling, I am fading, I am drowning, help me to breathe. I am hurting, I have lost it all, I am losing, help me to breathe. Oh, yeah. I'm filming this at the end of the vlog that you're watching, so I'm almost starting the next vlog. Thank you guys for clicking and supporting as always. Bearing through my rusty vocals and guitar. That particular song is really difficult for me to play because I have hypermobility in my fingers and they will lock up during certain chords, and that song does contain chords that make my fingers lock up, and it gets worse the more that I play. But I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the vlog. I am making tacos for dinner. We actually went grocery shopping, which is crazy. I was like, we're gonna just do it. I hate grocery shopping, but we're gonna go do it. And I want to make a homemade cheesecake. I wanted to show you my convention bag for Anime Expo in California coming up. I sifted through so many Amazon products and reviews, and I found one that was pretty decent. It's so cute. I really wanted one that had these transparent pockets so that I could put pins and plushies and pictures. There's 3 different places that I could do that. So that's really neat. And then places that I can attach plushies to, keychains, all that great stuff, dangly things, pins, patches. So this is going to be really, really cute once I actually get stuff to fill it with, which won't actually be until the convention. Everything that I fill this with will be mostly from Anime Expo. And then we're likely going to Comic-Con in New York City as well, so that will probably be the next convention that we go to. Hi, Pachu, you like my backpack? But it's a really cute size. I think it will look really good with my cosplay. Okay, so for this easy cheesecake recipe, all you're going to need are 2 things of 8-ounce cream cheese. I have whipped cream cheese here. These have been sitting out in room temperature. Lemon juice, sugar, eggs, vanilla extract, and sour cream. And then I've got strawberries to use to make the topping. I'm actually going to use fresh strawberries instead of like canned stuff, but you can certainly use that, and I will be linking the recipe that I use below, so please check that out. And again, I'm using a pre-made crust, not a homemade one, but you can certainly make a homemade one, and I actually encourage you to do so. So I've preheated the oven to 300 degrees. I'm going to mix all this stuff up aside from the eggs with my hand mixer, and then we will pretty much be good to go. I read in another cheesecake recipe to kind of whisk up the eggs before adding them in, so I'm going to do that, even though I don't know if this recipe specifically asks for that. Okay, so now that the cheesecake is baking for the next little over an hour, I'm going to go ahead and get the strawberry filling done, and it's going to turn out really yummy. So all you're going to need is strawberries, lemon juice, sugar, cornstarch, and water. This is the chipmunk I've been feeding. I spread food for him all in the lawn and then also in that little bucket down there. We need to name him. Leave your name suggestions below for this little chipmunky. He's been coming by every single day and he spends like hours foraging for the food that I've left him. It's been a couple days and I have something that I need to talk to you about. This is our new family member. Brian and I are officially cat owners. It is our first cat together. Not really something that we were planning on, but it's been working out really well so far, and he's really obviously settled in nicely. He belonged to someone at my barn who had an accidental litter at home. Figured, you know, a cat is a really lovely sort of animal to have along with ferrets generally, especially if you have a really young kitten. They tend to blend really well together because they are just so similar. Kind of ended up in my lap as they usually do, and Brian was on board with it. But anyways, I guess I'll tell you more about him as he sleeps. His name is Alphonse, or Al for short. I love Full Metal Alchemist. It is my favorite show ever, and Alphonse is one of the lead characters in that show, and he's just like a big sort of gentle soul, and I think that that describes Al's personality really well. And sorry if you can hear a yappy dog in the background. There has been a dog that has been yapping. I can tell it's a little dog, just yapping away since yesterday. I don't know where it is. It's obviously close by. I don't know if it's in the apartments here, but I like to have the windows open all day, and it's been kind of getting on my nerves. So if you hear that, I apologize. But anyways, yes, Alphonse, he is 8 weeks old, and he had a brother. The brother was apparently a more naughtier version of him. He is still extremely playful. He gets the zoomies. He's been zooming around, very curious, cuddly, friendly, loves to be pet, loves to be held, and just a really great all-around kitty cat. And I know that I've talked about how I'm not a huge cat person. I'm really a dog person, but after having a dog of my own, I was able to see myself sort of the pros and cons when it comes to living in this apartment, for example. And he is definitely just blended so well so quickly. As far as the ferrets go, the ferrets have been so good with him, so respectful. They have been respectful with his boundaries. He's not 100% okay with them playing with him yet, or like being all up in his bubble, but they've been really respectful. They've been reading his body language well and kind of backing off. They've been enjoying each other's presence from a distance. I mean, the ferrets really want to play with him, but they've been really patient with him. I've been really, really impressed by them. So they do such a good job at making every animal that we take in, whether it be like temporary fostering or permanently, making them feel at home. I was a little nervous going to go get him. I was like, oh, you know, I'm not a huge cat person, but it really, I think, boils down to it being my own cat. A lot of the times when I go over to someone's house and like they have cats, they're fed a really improper diet, so they smell, their breath stinks, they have a lot of dandruff and dander, eye gunkies, you know what I mean. And you go into someone's house sometimes and you can like smell the cats, smell the litter box. But and I'm like, well, obviously I'm a cleanly person. I clean up after the ferrets. It's similar care. And he's been raw fed since we got him. He just went right to eating the same food that the ferrets are eating. I am adding a couple different things to it because he is a kitten and he's growing. Oh my gosh, there's like 3 chipmunks now. I guess I'm feeding 3. I thought it was the same one chipmunk. It might be 3 different, or a family of chipmunks. Before I go though, I do want to discuss, because I keep forgetting and it's coming down time where the fosters are gonna leave, because it is probably the most perfect situation for them, aside from if I were to just keep them, because I mean, I can't imagine a better scenario for them. We did decide to split them up. We'll be going to 2 different homes, and there's quite a few reasons for this, and that is because 2 of my best friends are gonna be taking them. So that means they will be going to establish businesses. Kai is going to my good friend Olivia, you've seen on the channel. She has 3 adorable females, and so he's going to be the only boy, and I think that's going to be good because he is a little bit docile, a little bit timid, and her girls are super sweet and friendly and nice. Going to be only a couple hours away from me. I can visit whenever I want. He will be forever a part of my life. I mean, she's one of my bridesmaids, so Olivia will be a part of my life as well for a long time. And one of her ferrets is also deaf, so she does have experience handling deaf ferrets. And then Sam, who you might know as My Funky Ferrets here on YouTube, she will be taking Nutmeg. So Nutmeg will be joining her business of 1 female and 2 boys. She's just like the sweetest, friendliest, kindest little ferret ever, and I'm really happy that she's going to someone who I know will give her everything that she could ever need or want. Sam and Olivia are very, very dedicated ferret parents. I'm constantly impressed with the choices that they've made for their ferrets. I mean, I talk to them every single day for the past like over a year, 2 years, so I know them very well. Normally, and I wanted to explain that because normally I wouldn't want to split up a pair of ferrets, but they are so young. The female is actually younger than I suspected. She's actually, I think, 2, so she's not even 3 yet, and then the boy is 2 as well. So they have not been around each other for that long. Seem particularly bonded to each other either. They are mostly seen playing with my ferrets and cuddling with my ferrets rather than each other. I could give them to someone who would take them both on, and then I risk them not being the best people for them, because I mean, they would likely be someone that I don't know all that well, whereas my friends I know extremely well. They're some of the best ferret owners that I have ever met. So Olivia's going to come and pick Chai up Friday of this week. Nutmeg will be going a few days later. I'm going to be taking her down with me to Jersey because Amanda and I are going to California. Sam will be watching Amanda's ferrets for her, so I will be bringing Nutmeg to her. And Nutmeg has already seen Amanda's ferret. Bittersweet, but more sweet than bitter. Happy ending. Forgot to bring my camera out here. I am heading over to my parents' house to pick up my sisters. We're going to grab some dinner together. We've been kind of babysitting Lily because my parents are out of town. I have a bit of a sad update. Thank you guys for all of your really kind messages regarding our family cat Juniper, who is not doing well. Unfortunately, we've run all the tests and it just doesn't look very good for her. Very unfortunately. I mean, my mom wants to give another vet a shot to see if they can do anything, but basically the vet told us that there is nothing else that they can do for us. They ran all of these different tests and each test took like a week to get the results, and then they would do the next test. So they never prescribed any medications. Their reasoning was they just didn't see the point. They didn't know exactly what she needed and what amounts that she needed, so they just didn't give her anything at all. After like a whole month of just going back and forth, doing different tests. It hasn't been actual, you know, prescribing medications. They've also tried the prescription kidney diet, which did nothing for her. A lot of that time probably could have been used more wisely. Something I wanted to share, unfortunately, she probably does not have a whole lot of time left with us. Just very slowly, all of her organs are just, I don't know if shutting down is the right word for it, but she's just getting more and more symptoms. For those of you who've been subscribed for a long time, you remember she would play with Patsu. They were best friends when I first got Patsu. Really want to make a sweet video for her, just kind of spending a day to do everything that she likes, letting her drink cereal milk, going outside in the garden and just maybe even going for a walk. She loves all of those things, and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go pick up my sisters and I'll talk to you guys soon. Kitty update. Someone is so worn out, he's falling asleep just while laying there. Alphonse has graduated from hissing and running away from the ferrets to just coexisting with them happily. He will let them approach him and sniff him, and he doesn't care. He's currently staring at Mose, who's actually been really respectful to him. Normally she can be a little weird. Yeah, someone has the zoomies this morning. He'll run out. Oh, he's kind of being a little crazy kitty this morning. He slept on Brian's chest last night. He's very, very cute because he can jump out of his pen that we made him, so he can no longer be contained. Thoughts on the cat, Bri?
I love him.
You love him?
Yes.
I was saying he slept on your chest last night.
He did.
You better be careful or he's going to do that every time.
It's fine.
Even when he becomes a full-grown kitty. Hello everyone, it is the end of the work week. Turned off the air purifier so you can actually hear me. And I have a fun weekend planned. Olivia is coming from Albany and she is picking up little Appa, or Chai as we call him. And she's staying the weekend. We're gonna see Iro tomorrow. She's gonna ride Iro, that'll be fun. They're just gonna sniff and be like, Chai's going home. No, called Haku with Olivia. I think everyone wants to go home. Here he goes. He's going. Okay, here goes Alphonse too. No, come on, get under. Oh, he's already getting all snuggled up in there. He's all snuggled up in there.